Something's missing. George, how you doing?
Not too bad, mate. How are you?
Yeah, good, good. Roasting heat. I'm looking at my channel, I'm thinking, something's missing.
I think I've got a solution for you, though.
What have you got in mind?
Look down.
No way.
Eunice, mate, I'm here.
You cheeky bugger.
Thought, you know what, if we're going to do Shootout again, people keep asking for it. We've got to do it properly in person. I've got to come to Dubai. I know you're not going to leave. Why would you? Look at it. It's incredible.
It's the best place in the world.
I think it might be, but I think it'd be even better if we bring the channel back. And I mean, like, properly do it this time. Like, proper podcasts, watch-alongs, everything. Look, mate, I've been having so many comments. People keep saying to me, why have you had a fight with Eunice? What have you fallen out about? And I thought, well, what better to do now than the summer's finished in England, transfer window's over, I'm coming to Dubai, I'm going to stay here, we bring Shootout back.
Well, if that isn't an idea or what? I think that's the best thing I've heard all year.
I think it's been 2 years, mate, since we had the channel. We've got to remonetize it again, but let's get it back up and running. Mate, some people don't even know that we've got this channel. A lot of people keep saying for it, so now's the perfect time to bring it back. What do you say?
You know what? I think you might have just brought the solution.
Let's go. Let's do it. Let's bring it back. We shall deliver.
Let's
go.
Let's go. Welcome to Dubai.
Mate, look at it. It's unbelievable.
It's unreal.
We could buy that if we make a few videos, I think.
We very well could. Not a bad view.
It'd be lovely.
Well, mate, let me have a little sip of my coffee. Cheers, bro.
Cheers, man.
I hope you lot are excited because I am absolutely over the moon. We're here, we've made it, we've done it, we've brought back something that we can finally squash the 18-month plus debate that we hate each other.
What was that? What was that? And what were you lot thinking when you were coming into our comment section and saying, oh, something's happened. What's gone on between you and Benson? What's happened?
Do you know what
you got
it is?
it too. Nothing happened.
It's the internet, mate. It is just the way of the world these days. If we're not like under each other's thumbs like a flipping PlayStation controller,
honestly,
we must be fighting. We must hate each other.
We must. When there wasn't one issue that popped up at all, the only thing and the reason why we couldn't and we had to shelve everything was because this geezer was in Bali. I'm here in Dubai. Time was just impossible to do it on a consistent basis.
Yeah.
But then the opportunity came because this geezer decided to go, you know what? I'm going to come over there and join you.
It's been a long time coming. It's been in the works. But I think now you guys have got so much to look forward to. And we want to keep this casual. We don't want to like overpromise things.
Yep.
But for example, Chelsea watch-alongs, okay? You lot might watch mine. You might watch Eunice's watch-alongs. But now you can watch us together. And not just, are we allowed to say this yet? Because we might not be able to do it. It's okay, so when you're watching this video, we're gonna be scouting a location, okay? This is beautiful, right? We're in a studio, it sounds good, it looks good, it's crisp. You can get used to this kind of standard. But in terms of the streams, Eunice, what are we looking to do?
So we're looking to take things to the next level with this. As he said, we're looking for a location. We've got somewhere that is currently prime option that I think is going to blow the watch-along experience through the roof. So stay tuned for that. Whether that's going to be available for Brentford on Saturday, unsure, but going forward, definitely. We'll wait and see how this one's going to go down.
So we're not giving anything away?
Not yet.
Okay, fine.
Not yet, because this one will speak for itself. When it's live and we're on, you guys will realise why we've been hyping the hell out of it.
Yeah.
So there's that. But on top of that, the Chelsea watch-alongs that we normally do, we'll be bringing over here. So it'll be only here, us together.
Yeah.
And all the non-Chelsea stuff too. You know, we've got the Manchester Derby coming up. We've got Champions League games aside from obviously us lot, all the various cup competitions. But we'll be doing just all the big games that need to be covered. We'll be watching with you guys.
And also doing reviews and things like...
Yep.
I'm not saying we're going to do 6 things we learned from the Manchester Derby, but we could. Like, there's no end of things we could do. We actually could genuinely do that, to be fair. Yeah. But we're going to do, like, all the stuff that we do now about Chelsea. You do quite a lot of stuff on your channel still that's, like, encompassing all of the teams, don't you?
With what's going on elsewhere. From
I don't, really. Yeah. Like, I had more GBFC, and some of you may have subscribed to that, but I think Shootout's the place to do it. If we're going to talk about football and a team that I'm not, like, invested in, I'd rather do it with my mate. Do you know what I mean? So we're here. That's what we got. That's what we're rocking with.
Yeah, this is gonna be your new hub for all things football. And obviously, we will stick in Chelsea here and there from time to time because we have to. But this is your new place for football on YouTube. And like I said, I think you guys are going to flipping love this. This is going to be unbelievable.
There's no more excuses now.
There isn't.
Like,
No, you're here now.
I've moved to the same country.
He's not leaving.
Nah.
He's here. So we've got this. Shootout is well and truly officially back. And back.
Let's do another handshake.
Another one. It's
there
needed.
you go. I don't know if you saw that on the camera. Doesn't matter. But we're going to try and keep it like chilled as well. Like we're going to try and like I've got 2 coffees here today because I felt like we needed to bring caffeinated energy to the table. Do you know what I mean? If we're going to bring something, because the channel's good, like 25,000 subscribers. Subscribe. How nice is that? Just being able to say subscribe to Shootout, like the video if you're excited for this. But I think we should actually start with Chelsea because it gives us an opportunity to actually look at the Premier League as a whole.
Yeah.
Because I would say to start the season, it's been good. Would you say it's been any more than good? I think the fixture's been friendly to Chelsea. We've got 7 points out of a possible 9. If it wasn't for a redonkulous Szoboszlai free kick for Liverpool, we would have been top of the league for the international break. So forget Liverpool for a second. How do you feel about Chelsea right now? Do you think we made a good start?
I think so. I think, look, that first game against Palace wasn't ideal, but these are things you're going to expect at the beginning. I wasn't too fussed after we drew that game, considering how good Palace were on the day. And I think how better they've actually become. Not, looking and underrating Palace whatsoever, because physically they have a unit of a team.
Yeah.
And it's like I said at the beginning, and I think it still stands. This is for good or bad. You have to give the start of the season 6 or 7 games for everyone to get into their rhythm. And then you'll know exactly where things might be heading. It's a great start. We just got to keep it up. I think that performance against West Ham put the Palace game to bed. And then our last game wasn't blowing anything out of the water, but comfortable win, got the job done. And I feel like as long as you keep to that rhythm, you start building more confidence. And now we've got important games coming up too. So
I think Chelsea have gone under the radar for our start, to be honest. And I think because the narrative after the Fulham game was so heavily focused on a goal that wasn't a goal, I got rinsed on social media for it, but I'm like, listen, if you're going to, Fulham Football Club, if you don't want stick for putting a goal that wasn't even a goal in your goal of the month, yeah, all right, I get it. A little bit of light banter and all of this, but don't expect people to just be like, oh, that's funny. If Chelsea did that, I think there was a time, wasn't there, where we only had 1 goal in the month, so it had to be like a shocking.
It was by default.
Yeah.
It's like goal of the month is the only goal.
We've all been there, right? Fulham have not had a good start to the season. But I think if it wasn't for the fact that has been dominating the headlines for probably it's died down a bit this week, but last week when everyone's bored at the end of the transfer window, trust me, I've been the same. Like we've been doing 2 videos a day you've been doing?
Yep.
Basically the same for me on my channel. I was like, I don't know what there is to talk about here. And of course, Chelsea's win against Fulham, just gets marred by the fact that there was a contentious decision. But all in all, the defence has impressed me massively. And I think that was the worry that I had at the start. As soon as Colwill was injured, I'm like, you can't really write a script like this.
No, you can't.
Because he'd become such a key player for us and his level would just rocketed.
100%. He's so important. That whole Fulham story, by the way, I find it hilarious because this is coming from someone that looked and went, you know what? I think that should have been given. So this is coming from me, right? To use that as your goal of the month, guys, come on. There's a limit on things, you know what I mean? You're taking the mick.
It was a great goal.
It was a good goal, but it wasn't a goal. It didn't count at the end of the day, so everyone's got to move on. But this is the thing, and this is going to be a place where I think we can come up with certain debates and certain talking points and whatnot, but I want to put it out there and let us know what you think. If this wasn't Chelsea, I'm just going to stick a team in here, and I think most people will agree. If this was Liverpool, for example, or someone else, I don't think the media reaction would have been the same.
It would have been about, Virgil van Dijk is a world-class centre-back, one of the best we've ever seen. We should be protecting him at all costs. How dare you throw your studs into his ankle like that?
Yeah. And it's about time that Chelsea actually get a decision like this that goes in our favour. Not to say it's right, because at the end of the day, like I said, I think it should have been a goal. But we've had our fair share of decisions that have gone completely against us, and no one wanted to bat an eye. It's about time we get one.
I think it's also a great thing to say that We're not always going to be toxic about Chelsea.
No, of course not.
But unfortunately,
We'll be fair, don't worry.
very few people can argue that Chelsea fans do have the right to stand up for their team. Because we don't get backed in the mass media. We
don't.
are the team that everybody wants to fail. If we'd have liquidated, mate,
There would have been parties.
yeah, there would have been. Genuinely, there wouldn't have been like when I saw Bury go out of business, for example. I was
Yeah.
distraught.
That was sad.
Any football team, bar one or two, got taken out of the world of football, right?
Yeah.
Be gutting, wouldn't it? But anyway, enough about that. The defence. Talk to me about what you think about Trev, Tosin.
Mate, Colwell was a big loss, right? And still is. And we still don't know exactly when he's coming back properly, but it's going to be a long time. I feel like Tosin is the one guy that we have to look to because he's the one that can pull off similar traits to what Levi Colwell can do, especially on the ball. You know, when it comes to defending.
Passing-wise, yeah.
Yeah. And people, whether we like it or not, have to start realising this in the evolution of the way that football has gone. This is something that many teams, and to be honest, I'm not for the obsession of this whole, we have to pass out of the back. But there is an element of football evolving and knowing that the way that you're going to get the ball from A to B in today's game seems to be done best by starting from the defence. It's just, instead of lumping it forward in a game that's become more physical than ever, you want to be able to control the ball and move it on your terms. Levi Colwell does that so well.
Yeah.
And with his loss, there was a whole question mark of, okay, how are Chelsea actually going to navigate this? Tosin is someone that we know can do that same job. We had doubts defensively on him, but he's actually gotten better and better and better.
I agree.
A lot more composed, a lot more. He's showing his age.
He's an aerial threat too.
And he is. He's a really, really tall lad too. So there's that. Trev, I think, Trev's been the ultimate professional. Since the whole thing of him being banished and sent to Palace, and we wanted to sell him, but then we couldn't, so we loaned him and whatnot. And he's come back in when we needed him. He's just put his head down and done it, and now he's got his place.
So I'll tell you what's mad. 1.7, 1.8 billion spent, and our centre-backs cost us nothing.
Free.
Like that, and I like
That's Colwell included.
that too. When Levi's
No
back,
problem.
that is also the case. What do you think about Wesley Fofana coming back? Because if he can stay fit, right, I think we have got an absolutely brilliant centre half. But the problem is, and I think this is it now, and I've seen you on your channel say about like last chances and things. I might not be able to quote that correctly, but I've got that feeling from you where it's like, if this guy gets injured again, out the door. And we've had people say that about Reece in the past too, which I think might have been fair. Maybe
said
that
it.
was you as
I've
well.
said it,
I
yeah.
think I might have said it too, to be fair. So I don't want to make it like I'm pushing you under the bus here. But I think if Fofana can come back and stay fit, Reece now being fit, I think he's outrageously good. I love him to pieces. I think he's the best right back in world football.
Yeah.
I think he's the reason why England will win the World Cup under Thomas Tuchel. I'm saying it now, okay? Because it's a World Cup year, ladies and gentlemen. You think we get... I couldn't do another World Cup and not make content about it.
Honestly.
So now we've got the place. Subscribe to Shootout. Do it. But second in the league right now. We've got some good games coming up. We've got Liverpool in about a month or so. Less than a month now.
Yep.
Start of October.
Yep.
That's the first real test. And I think...
Oh, so United are not, though?
I'm sorry. The days are gone, right, where I'm scared of them. I'm scared of the idea of them, but when I actually start breaking it down, I'm not scared.
I know what you mean.
Whereas Liverpool, not only am I like a bit frightened about the idea, but if you look at the team and you look at the manager and you look at what they've done recently, I'm like, God, if we can get a draw here on paper, I'll take it.
Especially
you know
now,
what I mean?
because as you said, on paper, they're the team that are minted. When you think of they've just spent 500 million, we can relate with that. Not to 500 million, but we can relate on that sort of spending.
But you know what? I think it's really smart. And I credit Liverpool for this in a way because they didn't spend anything the year before to win the league and then have Slot come in and win the league like that. Deserves so much praise. Like, Klopp is known as like being one of the best managers in the modern game and one of the best managers we've seen in the Premier League, which is an arguable truth. Likeable guy, some would say opposite. But to go and double down when they knew that Arsenal were going to spend, Chelsea are always going to spend, and with a young team, we were always going to get better. City, conversation for the next video that we're going to post tomorrow, because it's a big Manchester derby. Who's it bigger for? Stay tuned for that. But Liverpool have just taken that and been like, no, we have to sustain this level and go beyond this level. And I think they are Chelsea's biggest challenge.
100%. And I think this is they're favourites for a reason. I do want to throw a caveat in there. And this is another chance for you lot to get into the comments and let us know what you think. But there's one thing to spend, right? And to top up what you already have that's working. And I feel like we've been really good examples of that over the years, in terms of you go and you win a title, but you don't just stay there and keep the same team. You try and get another 1, 2, 3 players to top up, and you have to keep evolving. Some would argue Liverpool have done that really, really well. I want to put the caveat in there. Have they overdone it? Because there is a thing of getting big personalities on big money. When you do that too much, can that actually hold you back? So Florian Wirtz, they got Ekitike, then they got Isak. Don't get me wrong. I think individually, each and every one of them, you can understand fully why Liverpool have gone in. But to try and get all of them to blend and play together, I wonder.
And that's why I think they're a bit top heavy. And that's why I praise Chelsea's defence. And that is genuinely why I think, despite losing Colwill, despite not being able to trust Fofana, I think we've got the best left back in the league, the best right back in the league when he's fit and playing. And I think the balance of Chelsea's team might actually be better than Liverpool's in terms of what we've got as an entirety.
This is the thing. It's also a case of making sure everyone stays fit. This is the key, because like you just said, for Fofana,
yeah,
we know the type of player Fofana is.
Yeah.
Right? You'd have him in your team any day of the week.
Yeah.
But he's never here.
And there's also a couple of others that are just
there's a couple of others.
If.
This is a case now, and I feel like for Chelsea specifically, unlike seasons past, where you only have those guys, you have to play them. If they get injured, crap, we're in the mud. Right? Now, there are options. And there is a case of, okay, we can afford to manage players that are coming back from injury and just take it easy with them, knowing that we're covered. We do have that. I'll give an example. In defence, we've seen it now with Levi Colwill out, but we do have an option to fill in. If something happened to any midfielder, well, we now have Andre Santos here, unlike last season. We now have, Asugo's gone and had surgery, so that's an option that's gone. But you get the gist, whereas last year it was a case of, if Cole Palmer's finished, he's finished, we're finished, it's done. Now that's not the case. So there's that to bear in mind. I hope Fofana can just be managed. And if we take it easy, because we have to, and when he gets to 100%, we just try and keep it at 100%. But we have to do that for however long it takes.
Yeah, I think Chalobah and Tosin, I've got enough confidence in them that we don't need to rush any of these guys back. But the one position that I do want to talk about, because I think it is the sticking point as to where this season can go, is João Pedro. And I don't want to overdo it either, because I got a lot of stick on my channel, and I think rightly so, perhaps, that I was maybe undermining Mark Hughes' ability. But I'm sorry, I also can't say I'm confident. I'm trying to talk here about like Chelsea competing with Liverpool this season, right?
Yeah.
I can't sit here and say, if something happens to João Pedro, it's fine because we've got Mark Hughes. I can't say that and hold any integrity for myself.
This is the thing. We don't know, because we've not seen Mark Hughes consistently in a Chelsea shirt at the highest level. We've seen him in the Conference League, but that's a whole different kettle of fish. Whereas having him play Premier League games consistently against some of the top teams, imagine João Pedro, something might happen to him, and then you throw Mark Hughes in against Man United. We don't know what's going to happen. No one knows. He might score a hat-trick. He might flop. We don't know.
Yeah.
That's the element of risk that we're playing with at the moment. It's the uncertainty.
Yeah.
That's
the lap's also not going to be out for too long. Touch wood, what we got here? That is a wooden desk I've got there, keeping my coffee up. Tell you that now for free. But what about City? What do you think? I think Pep's done.
You know what? There's two things now. I was already thinking Pep's on his last legs, right? He looks like he's finished. Tactically, I'm talking irrespective of who they have in the team. But now they've got an injury crisis. Flipping out. Now City are in big trouble. You see their list, and they've got 10, 11 players that they've all got problems. They've all got issues.
It's like what Spurs started last season with, wasn't it?
Exactly. And Pep, despite going into the window and getting those players that he got in, which on paper are all brilliant players. And this is another example as to why I ask for Liverpool. Is it going to work when you get these sort of players in that are top players, but to all gel together? For City, it hasn't looked like that's worked. But I don't look to the players, I look to Pep.
Yeah.
Because this is a continuation from last season where we did have different players. But it's the same story here that we're seeing. And I'm thinking, you know what? Everything has to come to an end. All good things must come to an end. And Pep has dominated for so long, it's going to come at some point. And I think we might have reached that point.
I've got a hot take.
Oh, go on.
Next summer, Erling Haaland's going to leave Man City.
Here's another hot take then. Who leaves first, Pep or Erling?
I think it's like double act. Walk out the door.
City will just implode.
They're both going to... No, honestly, I think City could be in trouble this year. And I think Pep will go just because I felt he's going to go for a while now. And I think Haaland might go because they might miss out on the Champions League.
Oh.
And look, Erling Haaland is too good of a footballer to not play Champions League football.
Who will get top four then?
Based on what I've seen at the moment, Liverpool will. I think Liverpool probably will win the Premier League. I think Chelsea will be up there. And I think that will depend on the next 3 months. If we can keep going the way we are right now, I can see Chelsea being right up there. Arsenal.
Without a doubt.
And I've got a horrible feeling.
Tottenham.
I didn't even have to say it. It's horrible. It is really not nice. I know that they lost their last game, but Bournemouth are also a very good team. But Spurs' recruitment is... I mean, look, I think I spoke about Xavi Simons 908 times during the summer. I thought counted 968 for you as well. That's a grand total of a lot of flipping videos talking about him. I think... Do you know what's really odd about Tottenham? Why is Daniel Levy gone now?
This is what's got me asking questions now. Daniel Levy's gone, and I'm here thinking, hang on, have Tottenham finally, after all these years, switched on?
Like, why would you... Like, you finally won a trophy that's actually like a good one, a solid trophy, and you sacked Ange Postecoglou, which is probably the right thing to do, brought in a fantastic manager. And he's like, I've had enough. Or maybe he was just trying to guide them to this place.
No, but if we paint the picture, okay, so they go and they win a major European trophy. Tottenham, yeah? In our lifetime.
Mental.
It's we never thought we'd see
Well
it.
done, Tottenham. There you go, I said it.
Well done. They done that. Then they sack their manager, or their manager leaves, and he ends up looking like a flipping footballing god, like I said, because he's done the unthinkable, despite finishing 17th. And then they go into the transfer market, and they have a window to remember. This is Tottenham. They don't normally do that. They try and generate money from their stadium and the concerts and the boxing and the go-karts. But they've gone into the window and they've got some top players. Then straight after, you sack Daniel Levy, the one guy that all Tottenham fans wanted sacked anyway. So this has got me thinking, have Tottenham woken up? Have they actually, is the intention now by the Lewis family and Enoch to go, no, you know what, we need to start winning silverware? Because if that's the case, then they might have, or they might still be putting in the blocks to create something pretty strong.
But again, I think that's also reflective in a reactionary manner, in a good way for Spurs, to what we're seeing now of Liverpool. 500 million.
Exactly.
Won the league, already have a great team. They've got great foundations there. Financially, okay, surely they can afford it. They've done it. They didn't spend the year before. They can do that.
Yeah.
Arsenal have spent an unprecedented amount by their standards.
Yeah.
And Chelsea are, towing the line, but still spending astronomical sums of money.
To be fair, I want to give a little bit of praise to Arsenal. And I know there's a lot of our lot that won't like that, but I think when you talk about balance, they've got the best balanced squad. Hands down.
Yeah.
Hands down. When you're talking from top to bottom, they are covered.
Yeah.
Every single position is minted. Both in terms of first choice and in terms of depth. I know we talk about Madueke and whatnot, and we're not expecting big things from him at Arsenal because we know.
Is that copium?
No.
Because I've got a feeling he might do quite well.
No, but you see what we already know him for and what we've seen?
Yeah.
It'll be more of the same.
You reckon?
And I feel like some Arsenal fans will go, that's a good thing. Well, fair enough. That's a good thing, Paul. But I don't think, there might be some that are expecting him to light it up. I don't think he'll light it up. But again, is it good depth?
Yeah.
Yeah. And top to bottom, Arsenal's squad and their transfer window, I mean, an example of letting Zinchenko, Kivior go to get in Hincapi, for example. It's just an example of them upgrading in their positions.
They've been smart.
Arteta is under a lot of pressure this season. If he doesn't deliver this season, I think everyone can agree, Arsenal fans included, he would need to go.
Yeah.
End of story.
Yeah. Ancelotti might come second in the World Cup with Brazil and then move to Arsenal.
Oh,
I'd hate it. I despise it. I'm not doing this on purpose, by the way.
Yeah,
These aren't.
Don't give them ideas, bro. What are you doing, man?
Sometimes hot takes are I actually do think Haaland might leave next summer. That's a real hot take. That was just pure waffle from me, all right? Ancelotti's not going to manage Arsenal next season. So where do you think Chelsea are going to finish? Because obviously you did predictions, didn't you?
Yeah.
I did as well. But the transfer window's happened now. We're finished with that. So it's now like, it's all about the footy, mate.
Look, the one thing that can stop us is injuries. And I say this because of ending last season, the Club World Cup, going all the way, barely 2 weeks of rest, back into pre-season, start the season immediately. And we're already starting to see some players have issues. I always said if we can get to Christmas and around that time, and then I'm expecting players to start falling after that, that's the one thing that can hold us back. I think in terms of the quality, in terms of the dynamic, the balance, I think we can win the league.
Do you think it's a psychological thing with Chelsea where we do get to a certain point of the season? Last year, I genuinely think, and I don't want to overdo this because we've both spoken about it a ton, and we've won 2 trophies since we kind of turned a corner. But I just genuinely feel as though it was just coming of age last season at the end. I think we were so young and didn't have the mental staying power like a horse trying to flip and go all the way to the end.
Yeah.
And we didn't know how to do that because we'd never done that. This team and these players at this age. Now I just think we've kind of gone past that hurdle. So I think you're spot on about injuries. But I think if we can keep that core of the team, which I think is a real core now, fit, there's no reason why we can't stay until the end. To use the horse analogy a bit more.
I mean, the one thing that was a surprise at the back end of last season, because we fell off in a way that was like, yo, this is not good. But towards the end of the season, the way the team clawed it back, you know, without new players, a transfer market, it just something changed. It's like something just switched on.
Yeah.
And then just result. Conference League, like everything just lifted.
Yeah, it did.
That something within must have gone down, or with Maresca,
Willy
or the players,
Issa.
or even Willy Issa.
Yeah.
I mean, we've heard really good things about Willy Issa, to be honest, and maybe he is part responsible.
He's a
for all
lovely
of this.
bloke
He
too.
does seem like he is.
Very
yeah.
nice guy.
So that's the one thing that gave me a lot of optimism coming into this season. But again, the schedule is a schedule, and humans are human beings. It's a case of will players have to fall off at some point because of the schedule? I don't know. But there is more depth, and there is more players that can cover. There are, I mean, you look at Esteval, for example, coming in now, João Pedro coming in now. We've got Garnacho that we're yet to see. Gittins, we can still see is a little bit raw.
Yeah.
But there are more options there to help carry the squad through. So let's wait and see, especially with Champions League now. It's going to be a whole different kettle of fish. At least one that we were used to.
I got a question. Who's going to score more goals and get more assists, if total combined, Garnacho or Jamie Gittins?
Garnacho.
You think so? I think you might be right too. And it's not really a hot take. Now that
It's a cold take.
now that I'm over the like, I don't think we should sign Garnacho thing. I think he's going to do really well.
Do you think?
I just don't. He's either not going to do really well, and it's going to be one of the most annoying things to see.
Yeah.
Because not we all. That's unfair. The majority of people I know who are Chelsea fans, who I talk to, did not want this transfer.
100%.
And in my opinion, good reason.
Yeah.
It's not just a blindsided.
There is logic there.
There's a lot of logic
Yeah.
there. But I just have a feeling he could genuinely explode at Chelsea.
This is the whole thing that I shared that same sentiment to an extent, right? On should we go near that? But when I look at Man United overall and the players that they've held back and they continue to hold back, and the examples of players that have left to go on to grow.
Yeah.
I mean, one example that shines for me is Anthony, right? Actually, there's two. But Anthony, he was, with all due respect, catastrophic at Man United. And you remember the little twirl that he did,
Yes.
and like
Yeah.
he looked like
He was a bit of a
Sunday
plonker on
League
the
player.
football pitch, wasn't he?
100%.
Yeah.
He leaves, goes to Betis. Mate, they made that deal permanent. it was like Messi had showed up. The streets were packed. I'm like, this is unbelievable. But he's done really well out there. McTominay is another one who was struggling in that dynamic. Goes to Napoli, nominated Ballon d'Or, at least, nomination, not saying he's top 10.
That is such a great achievement, though.
It's unbelievable for McTominay. It's great.
I think it's because it's Scott McTominay that doesn't get the adulation that it is absolutely deserved.
But this is the thing, you have to look at these players and go, why were they so bad at Man United? And I feel like there is a trend. You're starting to see players at Man United that just look shocking when they shouldn't look shocking. And I wouldn't be shocked if Garnacho is of the same fabric here. And he comes to Chelsea with Maresca now, I have to be honest, I think there's a higher standard. I mean, we saw what they've put in the gym at Cobham now, which is fantastic in terms of win the next trophy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's what needs to be embedded because that's how we should be operating.
Mentality monsters, mate.
You have to. I feel like at Chelsea now, especially after the Club World Cup, there's a taste of winning. And I feel like now it's a case of making sure that we take it to the next level. There is that hunger. Garnacho will have to step up. No options.
Yeah.
Maresca has to pull it out of him. I think Enzo Fernandez being there is great because Argentine compatriot and, from the national team as well, that will probably help him. But it's just an overall higher level than I think how things are being run at Man United. So I think Garnacho will be forced to push and I'm expecting good things out of him, to be honest.
Well, we're going to find out very soon because we've got Brentford on Saturday.
Yep.
Bayern Munich next week away.
The Allianz Arena, man.
We won. Oh. Cannot wait for it.
Bayern, we will see you there. We will see you there. Hey, Manuel Neuer, he was there in 2012.
Yeah.
Right? Manuel Neuer. You see that badge again.
And Man
Don't
United
get PTSD.
too. Man United next weekend.
Yep.
This is big, mate.
Old Trafford. And to be honest, we've got a poor record recently going there. Like, we struggle to
win
United.
there so
we have to win
bad.
there. We have to win there. Garnacho to score.
Habibi. Oh, mate. Well, that is all coming up on Shootout over the course of the next 7, 8, 9 days. We got 3 Chelsea matches. That is the great thing about the internationals. The first one, you get that horrible 2 weeks. Shootout comes back, which has made it a lot more bearable on this Thursday for you.
Yep.
And then we have got tons of Chelsea, tons of games, and I would highly recommend to you to subscribe to Shootout, to like this video if you're happy the channel has returned. And tomorrow, what have we got coming, Eunice?
Tomorrow, predictions and a preview to the Premier League weekend, including the Manchester derby.
Are we going to do it competitive again? Because that was quite nice before, wasn't it? Where we get points for getting it right.
It was, wasn't it?
Yeah, me v you. We're going to do it.
We should.
See you in the next one.